So we have Adam Schiff now. He's doing a Sunday show blitz in defense after we've learned all this information about the Steele Dossier, the phony Steele Dossier.
Do you regret giving some credibility to the Steele Dossier before anybody had been able to verify anything in that? A lot of those clips were done before there was any good verification. Look, there's some news organizations that made the mistake of publishing this dossier without verifying it. That's a separate conversation with those news organizations. But you helped give it credibility. Do you regret it?
I don't regret saying that we should investigate claims of someone who, frankly, was a well-respected British intelligence officer.
The chairman of the House Intelligence Committee is going on national television, all the big Sunday shows, and defending the use of a phony dossier instead of allowing law enforcement to, take it and dissect it. But instead, he got out ahead of it. And he was the one, remember, saying he had the information proving that the Trump campaign colluded with Russia.
He does not appear to feel any sense of regret or responsibility, not only for what he did and the influence it had in wrecking people's lives, but what he did to the American people. It distracted and divided us for the bulk of Trump's presidency. Schiff does not feel normal guilt and responsibility, and that, Jordan, that's almost psychotic.
This wasn't about what was trying to do what was best for the country. At the end of the day, that was what was clear. It wasn't an actual fear. It was a partisan divide. Because listen back to Adam Schiff. This is in 2017, and he talks about the dossier becoming public and other actions. Take a listen.
When you look at just what has become public, some of the public information is very much in line with what is reported in that dossier.
He always acted like he had something else. But whatever he's saying was in line with that dossier. It was all a coordinated effort, and it was just smoke and mirrors.
One of the most massive atrocities in American history has been the Clinton-inspired Russia collusion hoax. No one has done more to feed this narrative than Adam Schiff and the FBI.
This idea that, we didn't know that it was all going to be a lie. We were all saying that. And instead of just taking a reasoned approach to it, thinking about the issue, you kept pushing and pushing and pushing until we got a special counsel that had nothing.
We couldn't have known, of course, years ago that we would learn years later that someone who was a primary source lied to him. But what I just said with the clip you just played ends up being exactly right, which is Steele did reveal that the Russians were trying to help elect Donald Trump. That turned out to be all too true.
That was not Adam Schiff's claim. Adam Schiff's real claim was that Donald Trump was working as an agent for the Russians, that his apparatus had been so infiltrated, they had made some deal with the devil, if you will, to become president and be a Russian actor. That is what he was selling to the American people.
This is where the American people are absolutely fed up with the disingenuousness and the dishonesty of people like Adam Schiff, and it's going to be reflected in our elections. They're tired of the lies and the distortions. And the reason the American people are tired of this is because normal people, normal American people, they do not operate with this level of clever deception and the parsing of words in order to get around the truth.
What Russia loves is the fact that they could put out a phony dossier with some really nasty stuff in it and get a special counsel appointed and have the country on fire. I think that is where the Russians, they if anyone was bamboozled by the Russians and played right into their hand of creating a uncertainty in our country and questions in our country, it's Adam Schiff. He was the one who was acting like a Russian agent in many ways because he was doing their bidding.